And the next one I'm going to talk about is a fairly small design, but one that saved our client some time, some money, and just through a well thought through solution. And that's one Eleanor Shaft, which is one of the ventilation shafts for Crossrail. It's quite an old project, this one. Next slide, thanks. We were tasked with completing a bespoke steel permanent formwork design to enable the concrete to be cast. And if you look at the pink diagram, you'll see that's the shape that needs to be cast. You see the square, that's kind of a ring beam that goes around the top of the shaft. And then there's a thinner flat slab that's got to be cast as well. On the left, that was sort of client's intent for the scheme, which was to use a fabricated steel system. And you can see the photos of the shaft showing it's quite a deep shaft all the way down to the tunnels. Now, at this point, we could have easily followed the client's design intent and completed the design of this Formwork steel shutter, but we quickly realised there was potentially a better option and discussed this with the client, and they were quite keen for us to investigate further and develop a concept for installing an access platform to enable a traditional timber shutter. The system was worked by essentially hanging it off the top and essentially if you loaded the deck, you would be rotating into the core, so you would have a high shear force at the top and a tension force, but you'd only need one very good connection at the top and the whole thing would hang and would be self-stable. Do you want to go into the next slide, Angus? Here we've got the full design drawing for the access platform, and you can see we detailed this large fixing plate that the whole system was hung off, which could be installed in advance, and then the system was lifted in, hung from that top bracket. The system was lifted in as a one and hung off that top bracket. That's how it's detailed to work. You can also see that due to the limitation of the eventual hole that would be in the slab, we've had to undersling some beams to make the deck or make the access as is needed for that full area. On to the next slide. On the left, we can see the photos showing the installation of this deck and the eventual use of the deck. And you can see the formworks being placed in situ, ready for the concrete pour. And yeah, we obviously detailed the formwork design as well, the timber shutter, to work around our system. But overall, the project was a success.